All right. Good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, May 25th, 2023. Today, we are going to discuss an important topic that can greatly impact your success at the beginning of your Primerica career. I know over here we have people who are brand new. We have people who've been here for a while, and we even have people who are vice presidents. But this applies even if you are a vet. What I'm about to share with you is what you're going to share with your new people. If you're a new person, obviously you apply this to make your career work. And what I want to talk about specifically is what you need to do time-wise, like your focus, your first 30 days in the business. Because if you have your first 30 days done properly, your business will be okay. If you don't have your first 30 days done properly, you will be all over the place. So when it comes to your first 30 days, as we discussed during orientation, your first focus is what? Your first week is to focus on getting field trained and building a team. Your first week, your focus is on getting field trained and building a team. Now, the way to do this effectively is by focusing on two things that first week. And what are those two things? The first thing you want to focus on, let me pull up my whiteboard. The first thing you want to focus on is running your cycles of 8, 5, 3, 1, and 2, 4, 1. Well, actually, let's start with this. Your first objective is to get field trained and get a team your first week. But what is the end purpose of that? What is the goal? The goal is to get you pre-qualified or pre-promoted to district leader. That's the first objective. We want to accomplish that by week 2. But we're going to work our way back to the beginning of week 1. And when we work our way back to the beginning of week 1, what are we trying to accomplish? What we're trying to accomplish is we want to get you through one cycle of 8, 5, 3, 1. First week. And the second thing is we want to get you through 2 cycles of 10, 4, 1, your first week as well. Why do we want to do these 2 things? The reason we want to do these 2 things, ladies and gentlemen, is because to become a district leader, I hope everybody can see my screen. To become a district leader, you need to do 6,000 in premium and 6 direct recruits. You do 6,000 in premium and 6 direct recruits, you get pre-qualified, pre-promoted to district leader. Can you achieve this your first week? Yes, but you have 2 weeks to do it. So now, having said that, how does that tie into your cycles? Very simple. Your first cycle of 8, 5, 3, 1 or field trainer set 8 appointments. Can your appointments be set by you directly? Sure. If you're confident enough, yes. If you aren't, your field trainer will set the appointments. And in either case, the verbiage is very, very, very simple. We've covered the verbiage before, but for the benefit of the doubt, we will cover it again. Does anybody want to tell us what the verbiage is? Does anybody want to volunteer? Anyone? Like, what do you say to the person you are setting the appointment with? Everybody ought to know this. If you don't know it, I'll tell you. What you say to the person is very simple and very straightforward. If the trainee is doing it himself, the trainee simply calls and says, I need your help. What do you need my help for? I recently started working for a financial services firm, and I'm studying for my first license. To qualify for my exam and get promoted into a leadership role, I need to observe 8 to 10 field training sessions with couples or individuals. Can you help me out by listening to a presentation being done by my field trainer? I'll be observing and taking notes, and I will also get credit. That's all you need. That's it. I just need you to help me with being there for the presentation. If the person cannot or will not set the appointment themselves, if somebody else needs to set the appointment for them, that somebody else being you, same script, you just change a few words. Hello, may I speak to Mr. Johnson? Mr. Johnson, good morning. How are you? This is Mr. Alexander. Mr. Johnson, do you know Darren Spence? You do? Oh, really? How do you know him? Oh, we go to the same. Oh, wow, you go to the same church. That's wonderful. Listen, Mr. Johnson, Darren recently started working with us. We are a financial services firm, and he is studying for his first license. However, to qualify for his exam and get promoted into a leadership role, he needs to observe 8 to 10 field training sessions with couples such as you and your wife. Can you please help him out by listening to a 45-minute Zoom presentation? He will be observing and taking notes to get training credit. Yeah, of course, I'll do anything for Darren. Great. When will be a great time for us to do that? He has 3 days left, so we need to do it maybe today or tomorrow. Tomorrow, great. Let me have your email and your phone number. I'll send you the Zoom link. Boom. That's it. That's it. Thank you so much. Now, you do that. When you do that, ladies and gentlemen, when you set those 8 appointments, it doesn't matter how good you are at setting those appointments. We all live in a world where life happens. So for the 8 appointments you set, 5 will hold. 5 appointments will hold. 3 will say something came up, I have technical challenges, I'm not computer, could be anything. So 8 appointments will be set, 5 appointments will hold. So your responsibility for that person that first week, your responsibility for your new man or woman is to set those 8 appointments. 5 will hold. The 5 that hold, you play the video for them. You play the Start a Financial Services Business video for them. That's it. It's a 11 to 13 minute video. I don't even remember how long at this point, but you play the video. At the end of the video, it's very simple, A, B, or C. If a person says A, you have hit the bullseye. Why? Because we are aiming for the recruit. We are not aiming for the sale. The sale comes after the recruit. So we're aiming for the bullseye. The bullseye is this, just in case someone doesn't know what a bullseye is. That's a bullseye right there. This is what we're aiming for. That's the recruit. Because somebody says, well, somebody asked me yesterday, but shouldn't we try to talk to them about selling? No, the sale comes after you get the recruit. The sale comes after you get the recruit, because a recruit who is in the market will naturally become a client because they see the need for what we do. So you aim for the recruit and you miss with the sale. So now, having said that, if they say A, you get them. If they say B, then the question is, what exactly do you want to research? What do you want to think about? What you understand their objection, And then you say this. Please write this down, everybody. And some of your cameras are off. I don't know why we will still be at this point and your camera is off and I can't see you. We need to have good Zoom habits, and those include you being in the picture so you can be seen. Mr. Bo is doing a good job. Good job, Mr. Bo. Viviana is appearing and repairing like Casper the Ghost, but good job 50% of the time. But anyway, so what do you say to that? Mr. and Mrs. Training person. This is what we can do. Let's set up a time so that I can show you what we do by putting together a complementary financial plan for you. Write this down. Mr. and Mrs. Client, let me show you what it is we do by putting together a complementary financial plan for you and your family. That's what you tell them. They'll say, oh, no, we're okay. When someone says, no, we're okay, this is what you have to ask them. Please write this down, because if you learn how to ask this question, you will be ahead of the curve. Mr. and Mrs. Client, it's my goal to make sure that everybody I meet is debt-free, properly protected, debt-free, and financially independent. Mr. and Mrs. Client, do you have any debt? Yeah, just a few credit cards. Would you like to pay off all your debt? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, that's what I do for people. Really? Yes. Mr. and Mrs. Client, do you have the proper income protection? Yeah, I have insurance through my job. Mr. and Mrs. Client, if I could show you how to get more coverage for less money, will that be of interest to you? Yeah, of course. Boom. You don't want to start telling them their job insurance is nonsense. You don't want to do all that, because now you're using the wrong forum to say the right thing. All you have to say is, if I could show you how to get more coverage for less money, will that be of interest to you? And number 3, Mr. and Mrs. Client, are you financially independent? No, of course not. Or Mr. and Mrs. Client, do you still work for your money? Yeah, I do. Mr. and Mrs. Client, if I could show you how to become financially independent sooner than later, will that be of interest to you? Who wouldn't be interested in that? Great. So let's set up a 30-minute complimentary consultation. Are you available later today, or is tomorrow better for you? I'm busy this week. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Client, I mean, obviously my time is jam-packed, so is yours. So what we need to do, ideally, I like to meet with people within 24 hours, because that's when there is still a sense of urgency. So could you please find 30 minutes in your schedule to change your financial future forever? Okay, that's fine. We can do tomorrow. And by the way, we're open late, Mr. and Mrs. Client. We can do it as late as 10 p.m. if you want to. Oh, really? Yeah, okay. 9 p.m. tomorrow. Boom. And if they say see, thank them for their time and keep it moving. So now 5 have held. If those 5 hold, what's going to happen is, of those 5, 3 are going to become clients. 3 become clients. When 3 become clients, what happens? When 3 become clients, you have just, and they're in the right market, you have just accomplished the first part of the first week's agenda, which is 3,000 in premium, which means the person is halfway to district based on premium requirements. Now, also statistically speaking, one person will become a business partner. Can everybody see what I'm typing?
Yes.
Okay, so one person will become a business partner. So you've done what? You've managed the person's time, a new person's time, in such a way that you have gotten them what? You've gotten them 3,000 in premium, and you've gotten them a new business partner. Then you set, and this is, by the way, you set 8 appointments in the macho market. macho, married, age 20, or domestic partner, 25 to age 25 to 55. C, what? What's C for? H is for what? O is for what? Does anybody know? We cover this all the time. Can anybody tell me what C stands for? I don't want to give everything away.
Children under 16.
Very good. Children under 16. Can anybody tell me what H stands for?
Homeowner.
Good. Now, we used to focus on New York City. That was our business. Homeowners here were not the norm. Now we're going nationwide. Guess what? Homeowners are the norm. People own homes. So homeowner is a factor. And then O stands for what? Occupation, steady income. So married, age 25 to 55, children under 16, homeowner, steady income. So that's 8 appointments set in the macho market. Then you're going to set the next thing you do that week for that person, because this is the person's what? Time management. You're managing their time because you're trying to be as productive as possible. Now, have them be in Zoom with you to learn. Have them stay on Zoom. Let them see you work. But more importantly, let them see you work for them. So now, the other thing you're doing is a cycle, set 10 appointments. In the CHAMPS market. Everybody knows what CHAMP stands for, right? Credible. What else? Folks, you need to know macho and CHAMPS like anything, because that's when your reticular activator is activated. That means you can talk about it without even trying. Does anybody know what CHAMP stands for? Anybody? Somebody? Nobody knows what CHAMP stands for. We've covered this guys. You need to know your market. If you're selling Coca-Cola, you need to know where you're selling it. You're selling the opportunity. You need to know the right people for the opportunity. So who wants to tell me what CHAMP stands for?
Competitive, hardworking, ambitious, motivated, people skills.
And what is the S for?
Oh.
Competitive, motivated.
Ambitious.
Correct. People skills. Well, let me do it in order. So competitive, hardworking, ambitious, motivated, people skills, and serious. A serious person. I don't mean serious like they have to be serious, but they have to be serious about their life. Not I'm ambitious, but they don't want to do anything. They want to stay home playing PlayStation or whatever. So you set 10 appointments in the CHAMPS market. What's going to happen? 4 will hold. 4 will hold. 6 won't show up. Why? I don't know. That's the way it's always been. Now, if you master your craft, you might be able to get 5 out instead of 4 showing. But normally, generally speaking, 4 out of 10 will show up. 4 will hold, and 1 will become a business partner. What does this mean? This means that when you do 1 cycle of 10 for 1, you're going to get them 1 recruit. So to get them 3 recruits, or to get them, actually, let me rephrase that. To get them 6 recruits, actually, I'm getting ahead of myself. So that week, you set 2 cycles. Let me put it here, 2 cycles. You set 10 appointments in the market, in the macho cycle, in the CHAMPS market. You set 1. You do 1 cycle in the macho market, you get them 1 recruit and 3,000 in premium. You do 2 cycles in the CHAMPS market, you get them 2 recruits. which means you've gotten them how many recruits that week? 3 recruits altogether. Does everybody understand what I'm saying? Now you replicate that again in week 2. You do what? Set 8 appointments. And again, please understand, you can do this in the first week. Nobody says you can't do it in the first week, but at the very least, or at the very most, it will take you 2 weeks. Week 2, you go and you do what? You set 8 appointments. You set 8 appointments in the macho market again. Again, 5 will hold. 3 become clients. 3,000 in premium on average. Can you do more? Yes. But I'm just giving you averages. 1 will become a business partner. So now through Macho, you've done what? You've gotten them 2 recruits, and in your 2 weeks, you have knocked out the 6,000 in premium requirement, correct? Yes. Now for the second week, you also do what? 2 cycles of in the champs market. Or in champs markets, in the champs market, sure. 4 will hold again. 1 will become a business partner. So now what you've done is you've effectively taken this person and you've communicated. Again, please understand, one of the reasons we don't have success is because we are not effective at communicating what we need people to do. And it's not that we don't say it, it's that we don't say it with the right emphasis, with enough repetition. You have to repeat the same thing over and over again. Every single person here went to school. Some people went to post-grad, some people went to college, some people finished high school, some people maybe even grade school. But one thing we all learned in school is the power of repetition. When I was in grade school, I had to say my ABCs when I was in 1st or 2nd grade every day. Teacher will come, what are your ABCs? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Again, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Again, A, B, C, D. So at some point, I learned my ABCs. You ask me at 3 a.m., what are your ABCs? I can probably tell you. Same thing with the multiplication table. 1 times 1 is 2. I'm kidding. 1 times 1 is actually 1. 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 3 is 9. 4 times 4 is 16. 5 times 5 is 25. 6 times 6 is 36. 7 times 7 is 49. 8 times 8 is 56. 9 by 9 is 81. 10 by 10 is 100. I still remember this, and I learned this in 2nd grade, maybe. Because it's repetition. I learned how to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, till a million I can count because I learned how. But the language of success here, we don't repeat it often enough. We tell people once and we expect them to remember. It doesn't work that way. So you have to teach your people what they need to do, which is 1 cycle to get to district, 1 cycle of 8531, and 2 cycles of 1041 every week for 2 weeks. When they start, we'll get them to district, guaranteed. Guaranteed. 1 cycle of 8531, 2 cycles of 1041 the first week will get them to district. 1 cycle of 8531, 2 cycles of 1041 the second week will get them to district. I mean, you have to do both, which is 2 cycles of 8531 and 4 cycles of 1041. So 2 cycles of 8531, 4 cycles of 1041 gets a person to district. Because again, remember what we're about to do now. We're about to jump to a 500 by 500 hierarchy, which means we need to move fast. And to move fast, everybody needs to understand exactly what it is they need to do. exactly what's expected of them. A new person comes on board. What do you need to do, sir? I need to set one cycle of 8531. What do you need? What else? I need to set 2 cycles of 1041. Who is going to do it for you? I can do it, or you, my field trainer, can do it for me. The person needs to know. Then the person, and again, please understand, we are on Zoom. We're not walking the streets of New York or any other state. And more importantly, we have the videos we have, which means all we're doing is bringing the person in and playing a 12, 13-minute video for them. That's it. We don't need to close. We don't need to do anything. The video does all the work for us. It's a recruiting video. Once you get the recruit, you play the what? The lightning start system for them. Then we do their orientation. In the orientation, we will bring them into the fold of getting the right financial house, getting their financial houses in order. It's that simple, ladies and gentlemen. But we have to do it. We have to be focused. We have to be disciplined in making people understand what it is that they need to do. If we don't do that, it's not going to work. If we don't do that, it's not going to work. Why? Because people are going to be lost, people are going to be confused, people are going to be discombobulated, and it's just not going to happen. So you need to emphasize this over and over to your people. You need to make sure they understand. You need to make sure that that's what's expected. But I don't know anyone. Then you do the memory jogger. Did you go to school? Yes. Did you have teachers? Yes. Okay, boom. Have you ever worked a job? Yes. Did you have a manager or managers? Yes. There we go, boom. If those people are in your 8531 cycle, which means if they're in the champs market, or if the person is in the macho market, if you know them extremely well, obviously that's an asset. But if you run out of people you know extremely well, anybody will do. Anybody will do. Your goal as a business owner is to build your business. Your goal as a business owner is not to become the best financial advisor in America. Have people do that for you. But the way to accomplish that is by running the law, applying the law of large numbers. All right, everybody. I hope training this morning has been useful. I'm very disappointed that a lot of you still had your cameras off. I haven't even seen you on this call. You need to develop the habits, guys. The power of attraction is very, very real. You will attract what you are, not what you pretend to be, not what you desire. And you want to attract people who are go-getters, who are active, who are excited. If we're on Gary's call and Gary has 600 people and the key people, you can see their cameras on from the beginning to the end, there is no reason why we should be on this call as we're building this thing into a behemoth and people don't have the right habits. You have to have the right habits. If you are a leader, you should be on this call at least 10:25, not 10:31. Why? So you can talk to your people for a few minutes before it starts. If you are a leader, you should be engaged in this call. You should speak when the questions are asked. You should respond when your name is called, and you should have your camera on. Because again, these are the habits that your people will follow. So anyway, that's it for me. Zoom obviously is going to stay on. We have training at 6 today. Please rally all your people.